Welcome to the Trade for Connection with Tommy. This video is on your October results for TNA Impact Wrestling. Well, it was taped on September 26th. This episode from Little Rock, Arkansas. The recap video aired. Mike Tenay and Taz checked in on commentary. AJ Styles made his ring entrance. AJ said he appreciated Hulk Hogan trying to smooth things out last week before Dixie Carter showed her true colors. He said he wasn't out there to talk about them. He was there to talk about his opponent at Battle for Glory. He said he knew exactly who Bully Ray was. He was the man AJ was going to beat for the title. He said he had no contract, so he was all in with winning. He said he hadn't seen the title in a year. He hoped to win. He said people say Bully Ray was the most dangerous man in the building, but he disagreed. Aces and Eights music hit, which cut him off. Ray made the entrance and said Dixie was so in AJ's head that he didn't even know if he could win. He just hoped he could. He said Dixie was a beautiful woman, but he should put her out of his head because Dixie wasn't what AJ had to worry about Battle for Glory. He mentioned all the people he had put out in Aces and Eights and asked what AJ thought he would do to him. He said he had already beat AJ before, but he wanted to take AJ away from the crowd. He said he hated traveling around and hearing all the crowd chants for AJ. The crowd obliged him with another chant. AJ smiled, and Ray told him to smile all he wanted because he wouldn't have it for long. AJ said Ray was just like Dixie. They used people and then kicked them to the curb. Ray said he took that as a compliment and he would send AJ back to his miserable wife and 3 kids with no contract and no title. AJ then said Ray should be concentrating on his match tonight. Ray said he didn't have a match. AJ said Hogan hated Ray as much as he does, and he made a match. AJ said, Joe's gonna kill you, as Ray said, being confused, and AJ said it again. The crowd started chanting it, and AJ left as Ray looked pissed off. Well, backstage, AJ argued with Dixie Carter. She said he had no contract, and he only had one more obligation to the company. She told him that they had heard enough of him and told the security to get him out of the building. AJ then told them to save their energy because he didn't want to breathe the same air as her as he stormed out and walked off as they got a commercial break. AEW had on commentary when Kenny King made his in-ring entrance, followed by Chris Sabin and Velvet Sky. Aries had choice words for both. Manic and Jeff Hardy were out next, and Aries said Manic was the best looking man in the match. Match number 1, Kenny King and Chris Sabin with Velvet Sky versus Manic and Jeff Hardy. Sabin and Manic started the match, but Sabin ran and tagged King in before he did anything. Manic locked in a Black Widow on King. Somebody might want to tell him he's doing a girl's move. King got in his face, opened up again with the Black Widow set up, but he escaped and hit Hangman on the rope to have the heels take control of the match. Sabin tied Manic in a tree of woe and put his foot on Manic's nuts to retie his boot. Manic reversed a whip in the corner to hit a missile drop kick to get the hot tag to Hardy. Hardy cleared house, and then the match broke down. Manic shoved King into Sabin and hit his finisher. Hardy followed up with Swan Time for the win, and they won a 7-minute and 7-second match. After the match, Sabin attacked Hardy and Manic. Aries ran in to chase off Sabin as he escapes. Aries took the mic and challenged Sabin, Manic, and Hardy in a fatal 4-way with him at Battle for Glory Series. Sabin nodded his head in agreement, but Jeff took the mic and said he wanted to have his first Ultimate X match. Manic agreed, and Sabin didn't look very happy as they got a commercial. Well, Sting and Hogan spoke backstage about having to deal with Eric Bischoff the last Time the person in charge went crazy. Hogan said he didn't think anyone would be worse off than Bischoff. A young woman came in and gave Hogan a gift from Dixie. Hogan opened it and it was a watch. Sting said it was the same watch that she gave him last year. Hogan said she was worse than Bischoff because Bischoff never gave him anything. Then the video recapped the attack from Ego on Magnus from the previous week and showed Sting checking on Magnus after the event. Magnus said he was going to demand Hogan give him a match with all three men, and Sting couldn't talk him out of it as they go to commercial. Magnus versus Ego in a gauntlet match. Christopher Daniels was the first opponent and immediately took control. The crowd died quickly. Daniels went for the best moonsault ever, but Magnus got his foot on the ropes and kicked Daniels in the face. Magnus hit a backbreaker for the pinfall. And the match only took 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Kazarian started his entrance, but wasn't getting there fast enough for Magnus, so Magnus ran out and tossed him in the ring. As they go to commercial, back for the break, Kazarian came fighting back with a drop kick. But Magnus hit his slam. He'll slam into a suplex. He hit the rope and elbow covered. But Kaz got his foot on the ropes. Magnus went back to the top, but Kazarian hit a pump kick and set up for a fade back. Magnus slid out and rolled through. He took 9 minutes to put on the clover leaf, but he finally stepped over and hooked it for a submission victory. And the match took 12 minutes, 18 seconds. Bobby Roode started his entrance, but stalled on the ramp. Kazarian clipped Magnus and then hit a leg breaker. Roode climbed into the ring and stomped down Magnus into the commercial break. Back from the break, and Roode worked the leg over with an Indian deathlock. Roode continued to work over. To work the knee with dirty strikes and holds. Magnus hit the slam out of nowhere and hooked the clover leaf on Roode. Roode punched the leg to escape. Magnus tried to hit the top rope elbow drop before Roode recovers, but Roode moved and slapped him on the crossface. About 6 people clapped to try to encourage Magnus. Roode worked the hold and hooked an ankle lock, and even those 6 people stopped clapping. Magnus finally tapped out. And the match took 22 minutes and 50 seconds. After the match, a few fans at ringside chanted for Magnus. Magnus threw a chair out of frustration. Sting walked out with no music and asked Magnus to come with him. Magnus blew him off and started to say something, but the stupid camera crew cut to Sting. Sting took the mic and said he didn't want to do it this way, but Magnus was making a public display. He asked Magnus to come to the back and talk about it. Magnus took the mic and said, with all due respect, he had enough. He said Sting, Kurt, and Joe all saw it in him, but he didn't have it in him. He said the 3 of them all took their opportunities when they were presented, but he was always just short. Sting tried to tell him to look past the bad, but Magnus said it wasn't it. He said it was a result-driven business, and he had no results. Sting said he remembered what it was like. He said he remembered when he needed one big match and said Ric Flair put him on the map. Magnus yelled that he knew that because he saw it with his own 2 eyes, but who was going to put him on the map? Sting yelled, me about for glory. Magnus looked confused and then understood. Sting nodded and they shook hands. Backstage, A Double walked into Hogan's office and gave him a bottle of vitamins. He said maybe Hogan needed some extra vitamins and prayer tonight with his decision. And he said that there was 2 Hogans, the yellow and the red, American Hero, and the black and white Hollywood Made. He said where he was sitting, it was pretty black and white. Hogan said he got it, and there he's left. Good wishes and good luck. A video recap of Hogan stealing the company from Dixie. They helped Sting from the beating of Bound for Glory, then became GM and finished with Dixie telling him to get in line. Backstage segment with Chris Sabin telling Velvet would be fine in her match for the number one contendership, so he was going to sit backstage and drink his diet soda as they go to commercial. Video recapping the Magnus match, and then the show cut backstage where Ego told Bobby Roode that he was getting inducted into the Eagle Hall of Fame. Brooke and Velvet Sky made their ring entrance and squared off. Before the ref could call for the bell, Lady Tappa came in and beat up Velvet and the ref. Brooke left before she could be touched, and Tappa hit a swanton on Velvet to end the beating, and she screamed something and left. Then they showed another vignette of a wrestler arriving at an office. I assume that was TNA offices. I mean, they actually have one. They may have shown that, but it was missed if they did. I never saw his face, but he walked in and threw the coat on a person and acted like a privileged ass. We transitioned to the Ethan is coming graphic. Video hyping Gunner and James Storm becoming a team, and they put each other over. Mike today announced that the tag team gauntlet match on the BFG pre-show. The Kurt Angle Hall of Fame hyping video aired. Match number 3 was Samoa Joe versus Bully Ray. Joe started in control, and Bully got a small cut right between his eyes the hard way. Ray hits a low blow before the break and cut. A cut in during the break showed him mocking Hogan while stopping on Joe. As they come back from the commercial, Joe came back with an atomic drop, kick, and the senton bomb combo. Ray whipped Joe into Earl Hebner, the worst looking ref I have ever seen. Seriously, that was terrible. Joe hooked on the rear naked choke and Ray taps. Joe broke the hold and checked on the ref. Bully wrapped his chain around his hand and hit Joe with it, but Hebner had recovered enough to see it and got the disqualification on Ray. Samoa Joe defeated Ray by DQ in a 10-minute and 24-second match. After the match, Ray shoved Hebner down and tossed Joe to the floor. He ripped the padding up and set up a pile driver. AJ Styles ran through the crowd and broke it up. Security broke it up, and AJ ran through the crowd to escape. He stopped in the crowd, and the crowd molested him while he dared security to bring it on as they go to commercial. Lisa Carter makes her entrance and shit on the audience for being stupid to business. She gave them the bless your hearts gimmick, which is a serious nasty gram in the South. She said the one person who did understand business was Hulk Hogan, and she called him out, and he makes his entrance. Dixie put over his career and asked him if he was ready to take his career to another level because she could get him there. She said she was tickled he was wearing the watch, and she asked him if they could do a lot together. But it was an amazing offer for someone else because he quit. Hogan left the ring and Dixie chased after him. She stopped him and Hogan tried to walk away. She dropped to her knees and clutched his leg. I wonder if he was getting the thrill out of it. And just to keep from leaving, he looked at her in disgust and she finally let go. He left and she recovered and she didn't want him anyway. So she fired him. Thanks to ProWrestling.net, Chris Shore for the results. And for your October 11th report by Rick Parks and PW Tort. Okay. Previously, our video package airing some of the matches that must have been set up for Bound for Glory. Mike today introduced the show, discussing Watch you come while the camera pans to the crowd. First one out was TNA President Dixie. And Dixie had a smile on her face when talking about Hogan leaving last week and promised no one would ever mention his name in the company again. As Carter said that she didn't need Hogan but gave him a job out of the goodness of her heart, she said she didn't need Vince, Eric Bischoff, Stephanie Levesque, or Jarrett telling her how to run her business. What a name dropper! Dixie turned her attention to AJ Styles, who she was had kicked out of the building last week, only to have him reappear later in the show. She gave Bully Ray carte blanche on the show and booked AJ in a match if he wants to. As she was explaining that, Sting charged to the ring with a mic. Sting was upset, but Bubbly Dixie was happy to see him. Carter said that those in the back need to wake up and realize that they're under review, and that includes Sting, as Dixie wasn't happy that Sting vouched for Hogan in the past. She also wasn't pleased that he made a match for himself against Magnus at Bound for Glory. She asked him if he wanted his future to be over in TNA. She said she didn't want that for him. As Dixie asked the fans if they wanted to see Sting wrestle tonight. She suggested he and Magnus bonding tonight in a tag match against Kaz and Daniel. Sting demanded Dixie tell him what's going on. Dixie ignored him and kept talking about the tag match. Dixie wanted to take it up another level and said if Sting or Magnus lose tonight, neither one will be at Bound for Glory. She reminded Sting that his future was in the palm of her hand. She wished Sting good luck and said she wanted him to win. They left the ring separately as Dixie's music played, and her insincerity is near Triple H's level. Taz and today were shown on camera talking about no one being in charge without Hogan around. Though Dixie was clearly calling the shots there. Tonight we got Daniels and Kaz inducting Bobby Roode into the Ego Hall of Fame. Next we got Jeff Hardy versus Austin Aries. The roving camera caught up with Aries backstage. Aries said his inner monologue was telling him Hardy is trying to steal his spot. He said he is not a fan of Ultimate X, but it's about how Hardy relies on spectacles like that. But tonight it's just two men, one-on-one. He said his goal was to win the X Division title and cash in to win the TNA title. As they go to commercial break, AJ Styles was in the locker room talking to the moving cameraman. Styles said he wasn't concerned about Bully's revenge because he doesn't back down from a fight. He promised to make Dixie pay. He looked into the camera and vowed to win the title at Bound for Glory, then have both Ray and Carter. First match of the evening, Austin Aries versus Jeff Hardy. Today called this a pay-per-view quality matchup. The crowd was solidly behind Hardy. Some chain wrestling by a double grounded Hardy. He was supposed to miss an elbow drop, but Hardy didn't even get out of the way in time, and Aries did graze him. Aries came off the middle rope, but Hardy caught him with an atomic drop. Aries settled into an arm bar, then hit a low drop kick for a near fall. Then today was plugging anything and everything during this match, including Spike TV shows and Dixie Carter's Twitter account. Nice bulldog out of the corner from Aries for a 2 count at 3 minutes 8 seconds into the match. The jawbreaker by Hardy broke up a rear chin lock. The match went outside the ring and both men were down. They cut to a commercial at 4 minutes 27 seconds in. Back from the break. At 8 minutes 27 seconds of the match with Hardy in control. Aries high-stepped a Hardy charge and Hardy flew under the bottom rope into the announce table. Aries went to the top rope and came down with a double axe handle, now called a double sledge or double sledgehammer, onto Hardy. Aries went to the other side of the ring and then to the top turnbuckle. He came off with the move again back into the ring. Aries misses a missile drop kick off the top rope at 11 minutes 43 seconds. Hardy began his comeback, but A double cut it short, connected with a neck breaker while Hardy was stuck between the ropes. A double followed by a shirt removal by Hardy. He went to the top and Aries kicked the rope to cross Hardy. Missile was a middle rope brainbuster by Aries for the pin. Winner at 14 minutes 19 seconds, A double. After the match, Samoa Joe walked out in a suit. Joe congratulated Aries on the win. He said he's impressed how Aries just walked out last week and put himself in an X Division title match. And Hardy followed that by making it into an Ultimate X match. Joe wanted to see if he could do the same. He put himself in the Ultimate X match as a fifth competitor. Robbie E. and Jesse Connors were backstage, growing it up. They discussed their losses to ODB, Eric Young, and Joseph Park. Jesse said Dixie respects people who step up, so he volunteered to take care of their biggest problem. Robbie didn't seem to care what was going on. As they go to commercial, then they showed from earlier tonight, Jeremy Borash was standing outside near a vehicle that contained Eric Young and Joseph Park. They were beginning a road trip to Bound for Glory in San Diego. Then the men drove away, was stopped before they left the area. Young said ODB has a match tonight, so he can't leave yet. He and Park ran back into the arena. Romance ran in the ring. Jesse called out ODB. ODB out with Young. ODB shoved off her Knockouts title. And we got a match. Jesse versus ODB. ODB slapped Jesse across the chest a few times after Jesse got in her face. And then she rubbed his face in a cleavage. Doing the same to Robbie E. And then Eric Young stepped in. He was a willing participant as well. He's always a comedy act. Roll up by Jesse for a 2 count. Robbie E. hooked ODB's leg when she hit the ropes. As Young took offense, and he and Robbie brawled at ringside. They ended up heading backstage as ODB had her liquid courage before she could take a sip. Lady Tapa's music hit, and she came out. ODB appeared, ready for a fight with her as Tapa entered the ring and took ODB down with a shoulder tackle as referee Brian Hebner called for the bell. By disqualification, winner ODB, 2 minutes and 7 seconds match. Then Tapa laid out ODB after the match, and she took the knockout title and stood over ODB with it. Tonight we get Sting and Magnus facing off against Daniels and Kazarian. Plus Bobby Roode will be inducted into the Ego Hall of Fame. Bully Ray was walking backstage with the cameraman catching up to him. He confirmed that the revenge match for Styles and said he was on his way to take care of it now. Backstage, more in fighting with the Aces and Eights. When Nuts confronted Bully Ray, Ray said and laid the blame at the feet of Ken Anderson. Ray said that they should all protect him and the world title. He said Anderson's ego brought him down. Nuts said Ray didn't have to try to end his career. Ray admitted it may have been a bit strong, but tonight he gets to take his revenge on Ray. He said he wanted Nuts and Garrett Bischoff to be the ones who put Styles out of commission. Then he said he wanted them to be a part of keeping the title in the club. It sure sounds like they're setting up Anderson's return. Sting and Magnus were back in the locker room discussing what happened last week. Magnus said he needed a kick in the rear, and he's taking their match in San Diego very seriously. Sting hyped up Bound for Glory series and said that the pay-per-view had been very good to him. Magnus turned their attention to their tag match. He said they just need to think about tonight. A knock on another locker room door brought out Kazarian. Kaz said that they couldn't see the Wizard tonight. Then Daniels poked his head out below Kaz and told the interviewer that tonight's Hall of Fame party will top them all. Yeah, that induction is next. Commercial break. After the break, graphic airing for tonight's big tag match. Plus, Nux and Garrett Bischoff versus AJ Styles in a handicap match. Video package airing on Kurt Angle's impending induction into the TNA Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory. Kazarian and Daniels out, dressed like the guys in Dumb and Dumber. One of them with a light blue suit, top hat and cane. Daniels. The other with an all orange suit, top hat and cane. Daniels announced that in addition to the Hall of Fame, it's Throwback Thursday. There was a giant wooden chair in the ring, and the men were speaking at a podium. Daniels said he was honoring the fans who follow the main event Mafia. The fans are Dumb and Dumber. Kaz then talked about the number of an illegitimate Hall of Fame, like MLB for leaving out Jose Canseco, Rock and Roll for leaving out Judas Priest, and TNA for omitting Batting Foot. And Kaz then introduced Bobby Roode, who was dressed a little better than Batting Influence. The portrait of Roode was unveiled. Once he entered the ring, they had him sit in the big wooden chair. Kazarian said he slaved over a hot computer all week and made Roode a video package. It included baby pictures with Roode's adult face over the face of a baby. His charisma has brought together a nation, said the voiceover. Very dramatic music, but it had an understated humor to it. As Daniel talked about how Sting doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, he mentioned Roode being the longest reigning TNA champion in the company history. As Daniels asked the fans to stand for Roode, but they just booed. Roode then went to the podium to speak. He was so emotional. Roode first thanked who he referred to as two amazing gentlemen, Daniels and Kazarian. Roode backed away in tears as Kaz gave him a hanky to wipe them away. He said without them, ego would not exist. Roode said one more man needs to be recognized, for without him, none of this would exist. It was him. He called himself the reason people watch Impact. He said he's deserving of the Hall of Fame induction, not Kurt Angle. He said the only reason Angle is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory is because of the fans, but he was asking what has Angle done lately. Roode then discussed the credentials and asked where Angle was now. Before he could give the answer, Angle's music interrupted and he walked out from backstage. He was staring a hole through Roode from the stage. Ego was irate. Angle took off his shirt and ready for a fight. Angle then walked to the ring with a microphone. He confronted the three men and asked Roode if Daniels and Kaz were his girlfriends. Stay classy, Kurt. Angle suplexed Daniels and Kaz, but Roode kicked off before Angle could get his arms on him, or hands on him. Angle said he was back and wanted Roode at Bound for Glory. Brooke Tessmacher walking backstage. She faces Velvet Sky next, and Sky was then shown walking with Fifth Haven. Her ribs taped up, striding gingerly. As we go to commercial, upcoming live events were previewed by Mike today. And incensed, Roode was going crazy backstage. He yelled at the camera, telling Angle he made the biggest mistake of his life. Roode said Angle doesn't make the challenge, he does. He promised Angle would get it at Bound for Glory. Match number 3, Velvet Sky versus Brooke Tessmacher. Winner will be added to the Knockouts title match at Bound for Glory. BFG KO title match already has Gail Kim and ODB as participants. Sky kicked away at Roode at Brooke in the corner, then sent her head first into the opposite turnbuckle. The missile A miss splash led to Brooke unwrapping the tape on Sky's ribs. Side rush and leg sweep by Sky after some comeback and forth. Sky hits a terrible clothesline and equally awful back elbow. Part of it was Brooke taking the dive too early. Neckbreaker for Sky, but again she aggravated her mid-second injury. A cover only got 2 counts. Saban hopped onto the apron to give Sky advice. That led to Brooke rolling Sky up for the win, which only took 3 minutes and 54 seconds for the match. Sting and Magnus were talking strategy, probably in a poorly lit hallway backstage. Their tag match was up next. As they go to commercial, more from earlier tonight, it was Ethan again. As he entered some place, he judged the look of a few women and wandered around. The camera again only caught him from behind, but graphics aired that included a video which showed him from the front. It was Derek Bateman, lately of WWE, and now he's Ethan Carter, Breed, also known as Easy Breed. And then Taz of Today runs down the Battle for Glory card. Match number 4, Kazarian and Daniels versus Sting and Magnus. Daniels and Magnus started the match. Magnus caught a cross-body attempt and turned it into a standing suplex. Magnus tags Sting in. After creating some separation, Daniels tags in. Almost a miscommunication between Sting and Magnus. And then Kazarian and Daniels took advantage. They cut to a break with Daniels pairing off. The Sting and Kaz fighting Magnus in the ring. 2 minutes, 3 seconds in. 2 minutes, 3 seconds has elapsed in the match for a commercial break. Then the show returns at 5 minutes, 35 seconds in the match. The heels had Magnus in the corner. Working him over, drop kick by Kaz for a 2. We want Sting chant. Started as Daniels cut off the comeback from Magnus. Magnus worked out on the side headlock, but Daniels wouldn't allow him any more than that. Again, Magnus tried to get on track offensively at this time. Had more success, and he dropped Daniels with a clothesline. The crowd was hot for the tag to Sting. Kaz also tagged in and was followed by a Sting drop kick. Facebuster followed for 2. After taking care of Daniels, Magnus tagged in and hit his top rope elbow drop. Instead of going for the pin, he applied the clover leaf. Daniels interfered. So Sting tagged himself in and took out Kaz with a scorpion death drop for the pinfall. So the Faces win at 10 minutes 55 seconds. 10 minutes 59 seconds, that is. Dixie Carter called up to AJ Styles backstage. She wanted to talk to him about the handicap match and said he doesn't have to do the match tonight or the match with Bully Ray at Battle for Glory. She gave him a check that was apparently a lot of money and said that he has never seen that much money in his life. She wanted him to take the money and call it a career. Styles said, "You can buy a lot with that money, but you can't buy him." He took the check and walked away. "I didn't sign that check anyway," she said. As we go to commercial break. Match number 5, Nuts and Garrett Bischoff versus AJ Styles in the handicap match. Bully Ray came to the ring with his cohort. Says Ray ordered Tenay out of his announce chair, and Tenay left willingly. Ray sat next to Taz. Styles attacked Aces and Eights prior to the bell. The crowd was hot for this as well. Hard whip into the turnbuckle of Styles on Bischoff. Big splash followed that up. He put the boots to Bischoff in an intense fashion. Blind tag as Bischoff took a weak clothesline. Nuts saved the day by going after Styles, dropping him float first across the top rope. Hard right hand by Nuts as Styles collapsed in the corner. Bischoff tags in and chokes Styles as Styles comes back with vengeance, taking the fight to the both men. Springboard forearm knocked out Nuts. And Nuts then missed Styles and hit Bischoff instead. Pele kick to Nuts, followed by a roll-up on Bischoff for the win. With a match that only took 4 minutes 40 6 seconds. The heels attacked Styles after the match ended as Ray pulled them off and sent them to the opposite corner so that they could have Styles to himself. He could have Styles to himself. He has a chain and proceeded to whip Styles with it. Today he took back his headset to finish things out as Ray let Styles get it to his feet, then backdropped him onto the ramp. Ray got in AJ's face and said he'll be the last voice of AJ that AJ hears and the last face he sees. He kept trash talking AJ as the show went off the air. And the October 17th show from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We started off with the Battle for Glory opening video recap of the recent events, including Kurt Angle crashing Bobby Roode's ego, Hall of Fame party, Dixie Carter shaking up TNA, and they screwing up their assignment to take out AJ Styles before BFG. So Bully Ray did the job himself. In the arena, Dixie Carter's music played to bring out the TNA president to begin the show. Carter was flanked by Atlas security members who were holding a briefcase. Dixie thanked the booing crowd for their response, then talked about how great pieces of work take time. This Sunday will be her finest work ever. She noted that Bully splattered and destroyed Styles last week. Dixie wondered why Styles won't stay home, straight down. Whatever. She said, her voice climbing higher. Dixie continued, what if someone else stepped up to replace AJ Styles at Battle for Glory? She proposed a $50,000 bounty to whoever makes this style final night in TNA. Over booze, Dixie nervously said Styles will not, let me repeat myself, will not make it to Battle for Glory. She said creating her opportunities and making people rich is what she does best. Suddenly, Ace music played to interrupt her. Out came TNA World Champion Bully Ray, who flanked by Brooke. Once in the ring, Ray addressed Dixie, noting that they haven't exactly seen eye to eye. Lately, he may not be on Team Dixie, but $50,000 buys a lot. Ray said he'll be glad to take out AJ, that he won't care who she has to face at Battle for Glory. Magnus interrupted the proceedings to offer his thoughts on the situation. Magnus showed that 12 men put their bodies and careers on the line for 3 months in the BFT series to get a title shot, but now because Dixie doesn't like Styles, she wants to give the opportunity to whoever is greedy enough to take $50,000. Magnus said he hates to be insubordinate, but it's no wonder everyone is saying Dixie sucks. Do not produce a chant from the smattering of the fans in the arena. Magnus said Dixie to take the $50,000 away because he wants to fight Bully tonight for free. Ray told Magnus that he knows he's supposed to be the future of pro wrestling and he's supposed to be tough. He's supposed to be a fighter. The fans seem to like him, and then Sting believes in him, but he's going to tell them the truth. Ray got in Magnus' face to tell him that he is a fraud. You're all smoke and mirrors. You're just a big, pretty boy. You ain't got a tough bone in your body, is what he called him. The biggest disappointment he's ever seen, so he might as well be from Oklahoma. That was too much for Magnus, who popped Ray in the mouth, sending the world champ out of the ring. On the outside, Ray eagerly accepted Magnus' match proposal for tonight. Took the mic to confirm into the crowd. Meanwhile, security held back Dixie, who screeched something about the money. No one paid attention as Ray and Magnus yawed to end the segment. Well, we get a backstage segment. Kurt Angle was shown walking down the hallway dressed in a suit. Mike today said Angle has arrived in the building. Commercial break. 9 minutes, 12 minutes into the show. Bully Ray was already back at the Aces and Eights. Holding area, talking too well about himself as Garrett, Bischoff, and Nux stood in the background. Ray talked about how great they were last week. Ray then turned to Nux to tell him to take the $50,000 bounty on Styles. He noted that he has their backs, but just like they have had his back to Bound for Glory. In-ring four-quarter match was announced at the opening bout. That's the opening bout. Out first was Christopher Daniels sporting his Brian Christopher goggles. Already in the ring were Hernandez and Robbie E. Eric Young was then introduced as the fourth competitor. And we get the bell to start the match. Today and Taz saw on commentary about Eric Young and Joseph Park on a road trip to Battle Glory in San Diego, but EY is in Tulsa right now. Taz plugged the episodes on TNA's website, exposing this being a tape show. Today then tried to make the save that EY made a detour to return to Tulsa to be a part of this show. The match built to Hernandez taking himself out of the match to bring in Young. Daniels and Robbie began to argue about important matters. This allowed Hernandez to come flying over the top rope with a shoulder tackle to both heels. Hernandez airballed a corner splash, though leaving Daniels and EY. Young hit the top rope elbow, but Robbie tagged himself into the match. So Robbie pinned Daniels for the win. Today noted Robbie hasn't had a victory on Impact in ages. So the Bowmans get the advantage in the number one contender gauntlet match on the BFG's pre-show. When the match only taking 5 minutes 16 seconds, backstage segment with the roving cameraman asking AJ Styles about walking around backstage with a bounty on his head. In mid-sentence, Jesse Goddard tried to jump Styles, but Styles fought him off as Jesse recovered on the floor. Styles turned to the camera and said, "I think it's going to be a long night," as we cut to a commercial break at 9 minutes 26 seconds into the show. Earlier tonight, segment another look at Dixie Carter putting the bounty on AJ Styles for a cool $50,000. In ring, AJ Styles' music played to bring out Styles to get away from the bounty hunters in the backstage area. Once in the ring, Styles held the top rope and addressed Dixie Carter, saying, she reeked of desperation. Let's see, what's he doing now? Spelling Christopher, what's his name? Christians. Reeks of, whatever, weakness. Styles has flattered because she knows that he's going to win Bound for Glory. And she's scared to death as he wins the world title at Bound for Glory. This is going to make her pay. Styles continued that for anyone who wants to cash in the bounty, he's going to stand right here in the ring. Come and get paid, Styles said, drawing another round of Aces and Eights theme music. Out came Nux, flanked by Garrett Bischoff, and the A&E Goons hit the ring and used their advantage to beat down Styles until James Storm played. Out come TNA tag champs James Storm and Gunner, who then Taz joked perhaps want the $50,000 too. Storm and Gunner chased off A&E out of the ring. Styles also exited the ring and stood off to the side of the ringside area. Storm left the ring to stare him down, but didn't do anything as Styles casually walked off. Today said Gunner is in action next against Nux. Well, there's your commercial at 9 minutes 35 seconds. Match number 2. Gunner versus Nux. Nux wrestling in your basic weekend wrestler get up with dirty jeans, a black t-shirt, and a biker vest. Ran over Mr. Intensity with a an early clothesline for a 2 count. Meanwhile, Rampage Jackson is trying to get in the last of his partying before getting ready for Tito Ortiz on November 2nd. In the ring, Nuts kind of missed a leg drop, putting both men at a standstill on the mat, and a collision had both men going back to lying down on the mat. Suddenly, Garrett was in James Storm's face on the entrance ramp. Storm had enough of the young buck and spewed a liquid substance in his face. Back in the ring, Gunner woke up and power slammed Nuts. Nuts, now sensing he was in trouble, called for Bully to come help, but no sign of the world champ. Nuts then took a power move from Gunner for the pin and the win. Afterwards, Taz made excuses for Bully, who didn't show up to back up his goons, and won the match in 4 minutes 50 seconds. Gunner did. Backstage segment, Chris Sabin complaining about being in the Ultimate X match against Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky stood by. Sabin said he's going to get the $50,000 by taking out AJ Styles, then buy her something nice. But this isn't you, Velvet called out as Sabin jumped away to try to find Styles. 9 minutes 45 seconds in the show. Commercial break. Nuts and Jarrett Bischoff were backstage as Ace and Eight's holding area. Nuts could complain about Bully not having their backs. Then Nuts vowed to make things interesting the next time the Bully needs their help. Video aired of Lady Tapa destroying the Knockouts the past 2 weeks, but she is not in the Knockout title match on Sunday when it's ODB versus Brooke versus Gail Kim. In the locker room, Brooke was taking pictures of herself for Bully when Gail Kim walked in. Gail wanted to talk strategy about dealing with Lady Tapa, but Brooke said that it's every girl for herself out there. And back in the video package of the Ultimate X All-Stars match taking place on Sunday when Mannix defends against Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, and Chris Sabin. Backstage again with Chris Sabin looking for AJ Styles. Sabin checked in a few doors, but no sign of Styles. Asked a security guard if he sees Styles, negative. Sabin then ran into Samoa Joe, who noted Sabin's on the wrong side of town. Joe said Sabin doesn't have his priorities straight because they face each other tonight, and he gets into himself in the Ultimate X. Joe said, if Sabin survives, then maybe he can continue his bounty hunt. Sabin slowly backed away as Joe breathed heavily. Another commercial break. Impact returned 2 minutes before the top of the hour with a look back at earlier tonight when Magnus challenged Bully Ray to a free fight. Ray accepted after Magnus popped from the mouth. Backstage, Magnus was shown warming up for later tonight. Still to come segment. Bully Styles contract signing. In ring promo against Sabin was introduced to the ring along with Velvet Sky. Sabin posed in the ring with a big, heelish smile on his face, and Samoa Joe's music played, which brought out Joe, who slowly marched his way to the ring for an exhibition appetizer. Fortunate timing for TNA with the NFL game hitting halftime at the top of the hour. Sabin versus Samoa Joe. Joe washed Sabin's face with his boot early on, then went for a running corner boot, but Sabin slipped out of the ring and hugged Sky to get some consolation. But Joe ended up into that by dragging Sabin back into the ring for some more punishment. Sabin backed off, but Joe slapped him hard across the chest. Sabin was ready to call it a night and started to leave, but with Velvet, but Joe gave chase. Sabin used a Sky as a shield, then managed to sneak in a DDT on the entrance ramp. Sabin then ran back into the ring to try to get the count-out victory, but Joe made it back into the ring just before the 10 count. Back in the ring, Sabin shifted into another gear of violence. According to Taz, as Sabin landed on an elbow, then spit in his hand and wiped his hand on Joe's face. Tried to follow up, but Joe smashed him into the mat. Signature Joe offense. Sabin escapes again. Sabin with a springboard tornado DDT, but Joe kicked out. Sabin tried to get a roll up. As Joe blocked it, smashed Sabin and slapped in the rear naked choke. Sabin quickly taps for Joe in a 5-minute, 15-second match. After the match, a double charge the ring and drop kicked Joe across the ring. That brought out Jeff Hardy in street clothes and bright yellow shoes. Hardy dropped Aries with a twist of fate. Then left the ring to retrieve a ladder. Today suggested Hardy will bring a ladder to Ultimate X on Sunday. Sabin yanked Hardy down to the mat, though then ex-champ Manic showed up with a cross-body splash on Aries and Sabin from the ladder. Manic's music played and he stood tall in the ring across from Hardy. Then Joe re-entered the picture to look at the ladder, but something more important was happening backstage. In the hallway, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian were trying to attack AJ Styles. They beat down Styles and thought he was done for the night to collect the bounty, but Styles fought back before using the fire extinguisher to escape. Then we got next up segment, Bully versus Magnus in singles action. Okay, well, 9 minutes after the hour, Derek Bateman, aka Ethan Carter III, was shown backstage taking photos. Carter suggested he will be at Bound for Glory. Carter then went back to directing his photo shoot. In ring, Magnus was introduced for the next match. Magnus tried firing up the crowd before Aces 8's music played to bring out Bully, Ray, and Brooke for the second time tonight. As B&B took their time entering the ring to make Magnus wait, then Bully directed Brooke to a ringside location to watch the match. Non-title match, Bully Ray versus Magnus. Taz set the stage for the match by saying he's concerned about something bad happening to Bully in this match so soon before Bound for Glory. Magnus delivered an early back body drop concerning Taz again. Magnus then climbed up top, but Bully crossed him. Bully couldn't take control, heading into a commercial break at 19 minutes after the 10 o'clock hour. Back from the break, Bully was still in control. Bully took his time, taunting the crowd in between moves before taunting Magnus. So, Magnus landed a few desperation rights, but Bully wasn't impressed. Bully resumed control before slowly pacing the ring. The two stars traded bombs for a standing position before Magnus landing a running clothesline to begin a comeback. As Magnus wanted a top rope move, he connected with an elbow for a 2 count. Suddenly, Bully used Earl Hebner to his advantage to knock down both Magnus and the ref. Ray retrieved a steel chain, but Sting came back down the entrance to ramp to yank it away. This drew over Earl to demand the chain to be removed, causing confusion. Ray then low-blowed Magnus. Hebner organized himself, and Ray granted a 3 count for the win. Winner of the match at 10:43 for Ray. After the match, Ray took off with his title belt, and Sting tried to talk Magnus after he lost another singles match. Sting pointed to the chain to indicate he was trying to help. But Magnus sold annoyance with Sting. I tried to help you, Sting said. Sting wanted a handshake to make sure that they were all good, but Magnus just tapped his hand and walked away. Magnus still selling the effects of the low blow, limped away to the back as Sting slowly followed behind his protege. Next, we got Kurt Angle heading to the ring at 10:30. Backstage in the hallway, Magnus was shown still walking away while Sting tried to talk to him. Sting finally got Magnus to look at him to talk. As Magnus said, he doesn't want Sting's help. He didn't need Sting's help versus Bully, so he just wanted to prove that he can win on his own. Samoa Joe then walked into the shot to separate the two Mafia members. Sting told Magnus he will be alone at BFG on Sunday as they go one-on-one. Tonight broke down BFD pay-per-view online for Sunday. Kurt Angle's music played to bring out Angle for the semi-main event talking segment. Angle shook hands with the ringside fans before entering the ring with a smile on his face. Once in the ring, Angle said it's great to be back, but he wants to get down to business. Bobby Roode, you're one of the most talented wrestlers I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, you remind me of me 5 years ago. But when you tried to rain on my parade, one of the most important days of my life and career, the Hall of Fame induction, you made it personal. Angle then told Roode that when he messes with a man's legacy, you just dug your own grave. Angle said to Roode, it might be one of the best today, but he will never, never be Kurt Angle. This drew out Roode for a rebuttal, but Roode also dressed in street clothes, entered the ring and circled Angle before repeating Angle's final line. Roode said Angle is right because he doesn't want to be him. Not here, not now. 2 years ago? Maybe. 5 years ago? Yeah. 10 years ago? Absolutely. I wanted to be Kurt Angle. He said, you were the be-all, end-all of professional wrestling, but you're looking at the man who is now the be-all, end-all of professional wrestling. Roode then got in Angle's face to tell him that he is more worthy of a Hall of Fame induction than Kurt. Tell me what you've done lately, Roode said. He said he's done a whole lot of nothing over the past 2 years. Roode went back to BFD 2 years ago when Angle beat him to retain the TNA title. But that did him a big favor by waking him up. Roode then noted he went on to become the world champion, the longest reigning TNA champ in the company history. So this Sunday at BFG, he's not going to beat Kurt Angle, but Bobby Roode. He vowed to beat Kurt Angle, drawing boos. Angle responded by asking Roode how he is going to beat him when he's tapping. Roode laughed and he said that that's where Kurt is wrong, because he's not going to tap. So Roode smacked him in the mouth. Before pounding away on him, Roode removed his dress shirt, then walked into an ankle lock. And that drew out Daniels and Kazarian to put the boot to Angle. Then Cass set Angle shoulder first into the ring post. Roode demanded they get off of Angle because he had this. Roode proceeded to slap on the crossface, stretching Angle's neck and head. As I was saying, Roode continued, because I'm going to make you tap out. Roode's music then played as he leaned down next to Angle. With those various injuries after receiving no backup from his Mafia brethren, since they're too busy babysitting Magnus. Backstage segment, Dixie Carter was shown walking down the hallway with Atlas security in possession of the $50,000 bounty. Well, at 10:46, Impact returned 12 minutes before the top of the hour with Jeremy Boyer standing in the ring with Dixie Carter and Atlas security. Dixie flashed her big smile for the camera as JB sits on the stage for the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Main event contract signing. For the third time tonight, Bully and Brooke were introduced to the ring. JB introduced AJ Styles as Dixie took a deep breath to sell annoyance. Styles, having survived the bounty hunt, slowly walked down the ring as Bully stared him down. Styles originally entered the ring to stand at the podium opposite to Bully. JB hyped the main event. Before asking that they made it official, Bully grabbed a clipboard to sign the contract, then took the mic. Bully said he did not waste any time signing the contract. Why? Because Styles can't beat him. Bully told Styles he ain't got the brains, the passion, or the thunder in his fist to beat him. Bully then offered Styles a wrestling history lesson that in 1985 Ric Flair destroyed, maimed, and took out Dusty Rhodes. A month later, Dusty returned and told the world how Flair had put him on hard times, how Flair had put the wrestling industry on hard times, how Flair put the fans on hard times, how Flair had put Dusty's family on hard times. Fast forward almost 30 years later, Ray said he is Bully Ray, and for the past year and a half, he has put the wrestling world on hard times. I started off with Jeff Hardy instead inside a steel cage that locked down to become World Heavyweight Champion. Ray then said before noting his victory over Sting at Slammiversary, I ran Chris Sabin back into your X Division. As he said, I make no mistake, I'm the guy that ran Hogan out of here and put him on hard time. What does this have to do with Styles? Ray said that in 3 days of Battle Glory, when he defeats him, he's going to put Styles on hard times, as Ray vowed to put his fans and family on hard times. With no contract, with no championship, he said Ray finished his promo and shoved the mic at Styles' chest. AJ responded that he can appreciate Ray's little story, but Ray is no Flair and he is no Dusty Rhodes. That was the past. We're not. We're into the future, kid. AJ said, as Styles said he might regret this tomorrow, but he would like to tell Bully who he really is. He called him a big dumb bitch as AJ paused before telling Bully that he has no idea who's getting in the ring on Sunday. As Styles said, he's going to make Dixie beg and make Bully lose the title. I'm the most dangerous, most intense, and desperate man you're ever going to get in the ring with, he said. Styles vowed to make Dixie pay and be the next world champ. Styles then signed a contract as Dixie patted the bounty briefcase in the background. Everyone stood their ground in the ring, then Bully asked Dixie to hold up a second. He said he's not putting his world title on the line, but what he will do is cash in on the $50,000 right now. Bully shoved the podium into Styles' gut, but he missed with a chain. Styles then smashed the briefcase into Bully. Styles then grabbed the bounty briefcase, then dumped the money out on the mat, sending Dixie scurrying to pick up the bills. To close the show, Styles and Bully went face to face, trash talking each other about who will win the title on Sunday. Impact signed off with Styles vowing to take everything Ray has to offer on Sunday. And that will conclude the 3 weeks for October. Thanks for viewing.